Hello, and welcome to this video. Now, to start off, I am going to inform you about what's happening. Because you might not know, I was barely knowing it myself on Twitter. Now, I don't know the full story, but I'll tell you what I have learned. What I've seen in video a bit, and from Rainer Scully, and as of Twitters and stuff. And that is, Logan Paul, who was apparently on vacation or something in Japan, went to what is, I believe, called the suicide forest. I probably wrong there. I have no doubt. My apologies if I am, or whatever it's called. I don't want to be disrespectful anyway. But he was in this area and he came across somebody who committed suicide and filmed about it and uploaded it to YouTube. And at some point, somewhat put out an apology notice saying some stuff. Let me actually find that too, because I have I'll put a screenshot of that up here as well as other things I'm gonna do. Now here I'm putting up the screenshot, which says, "Where do I begin? Let's start with this. I'm sorry. This is the first for me. I've never faced criticism like this before because I've never made a mistake like this before." Granted, it is to a higher magnitude. He's made mistakes, but this is like the highest magnitude probably. "I'm surrounded by good people and believe I make good decisions. Sure. But I'm still a human being. I can be wrong. You've been wrong many a times. I didn't do it for views, sure, because you uploaded it to YouTube, dumbass. I get views. I did it because I thought it could be a positive ripple on the internet, not because on soon a negativity. You didn't, from what I've heard, he didn't put up anything in the video about a suicide prevention hotline or anything, or how bad this is, so yeah, I, again, doubt that, dumbass. That's never the intention. I intend to raise awareness, which again, I don't think you did in that video from what I've been hearing on the internet, but then again, I could be wrong. I've been just reading stuff on Twitter. I haven't seen the video itself because I didn't want to give the guy any views or, my time except for this video from what I've been hearing, and whatever. I intend to raise awareness for suicide and suicide prevention, and while I thought if this video saves just one life, it will be worth it. Again, he's saying all this shit, but from what I've heard, that never happened in the video. He never talked about the downside of it at all and put up a prevention or any shit on this video. I was misguided by shock and awe, and as portrayed in the video, I still am. I do this shit every day. I've made a 15-minute TV show every single day for the past 460 plus days. One may understand that it's easy to get caught up in the moment without fully weighing the possible ramifications. I'm often reminded of how big of a reach I truly have, and with great power comes great responsibility. You're not Spider-Man, you're the cunt. For the first time in my life, I'm regretful to say I handled that power incorrectly. It won't happen again. I love everyone, I believe in people, I'm here, peace." Now, this is, I say, as many have said, it's not a real apology. You're just saying, I've been doing this, just like that one line. I got swept up in the moment. Now, many people stated this without truly saying this, but in the end, all we have is our choices. He chose to do what he did. He chose to film it. He chose to have his people edit it and upload it. You chose to be a worthless cunt, Logan Paul. No other excuse, period. Point. You chose to be a worthless cunt. You could have chose not to film it, one. You could have chose to get help. Or, call 911 over the equivalent of that is in Japan. You chose to film it for one. Then you chose to have your people edit it. Then you chose to let it be uploaded to YouTube, period. You chose to do this. In the end, all we have is our choices. You chose to be a worthless cunt. Period. There's no getting around that. You can apologize as much as you want. You chose to do what you did. Be a man the fuck up, and just state, I chose to do this. What are you fucking anymore for these states, I swear to God, stands up for what they did. I mean, not stands up, but states that, I chose to do this, I fucked up, I'm sorry. No, they're just like, I'm sorry, this shit happened, but I'm sorry. It's like, no, you chose to do this. We choose to think, to say, to do what we do. Period. No matter how young or old you are bound by your choices. Period. Now, like I said, it looked like he put up a video, so let's watch that here for a second on Twitter, that is. I'm not going to YouTube. Let's see what he says here on Twitter.
I don't expect to be forgiven.
Damn it. Twitter and your fucking stupid ass shit.
Judgment.
Here we go.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. So what we came across that day in the woods was obviously unplanned, and the reactions you saw on tape were raw, they were unfiltered. None of us knew how to react or how to feel.
You get help.
Never posted the video. I should have put the cameras down.
Yes.
And stopped recording what we were going through.
Exactly.
But
you chose to.
Differently, but I didn't. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. I want to apologize to the internet. I want to apologize to anyone who's seen the video. I want to apologize to anyone who has been affected or touched by mental illness or depression or suicide. But most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family. For my fans who are defending my actions, please don't.
Thank you. At least he said that.
To be defended.
Thank you.
The goal with my content is always to entertain, to push the boundaries, to be all-inclusive. In the world I live in, I share almost everything I do. The intent is never to be heartless, cruel, or malicious. Like I said, I've made a huge mistake. I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm just here to apologize. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm disappointed in myself. And I promise to be better.
At least that was more of a apology. That was, at least I'll give him credit. In his video, he made a better apology than he did in his text. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But in the end, still, sir, you chose to do what you did. It doesn't matter how wrapped up in the moment you get. As he stated in that video, they should have shut down the cameras. They, in the end, should have gotten help from other people or called 911 or the equivalent, as I said, to whatever it might be out there. I'm not sure if it's 911, it could be 000, it could be whatever. I don't know. But in the end, he chose to do what he did. Now, as I said, he at least made a better and more correct apology. He included saying, like, people who are defending him, don't. You shouldn't. At least, he was man enough to state that, like, I fucked up. Don't, defend me. I fucked up. Thank you, Logan Paul. At least you, in video, at least bettered your apology. I'm not sure if it's, in the end, a good enough one to some people. And the reason why I'm making this video too is because I have in my life gone through major depression. I hate people out there who see, you're not depressed, you're just sad, get over it. People who don't understand. There's like a lot of things people go through, and unless you've been through it, you will just never understand the true power of something on you, I hate people who, are drug abusers or, people who get addicted to all this shit. Like, how can you just be addicted to cocaine? Granted, I've never been through it. I've never chosen to start of it. I don't know what the mentality of what people went through to, get into these hardcore drugs. Granted, I've never also been through it, so I wouldn't know how to say best get off it, or, even smoking cigarettes. I've never smoked a cigarette day in my life. I am proud of that. I am like one of the few in my family members, especially my closest ones, my mother and my sister. They've both smoked cigarettes and they have both quit for various reasons. But they, in the end, at least chose, for them as well as for me, smartly to quit smoking. And in the end, like I stated before, I possibly still do have depression in some form or another. I feel different forms of depression, but I have had a point where I have almost committed suicide. As, a person who's been through it and has seen it in the horrors of what it does to people who've, committed it, big and small, just a regular Joe as they filmed it, as well as big people like Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, August Ames, people who've committed suicide, As a wise person once said, it doesn't end the pain, it just gives it to someone else. So as well as many of people, I am putting a link in the description to below here to a suicide hotline. So if you ever feel the need to get help, I've partially somehow with myself, I don't know how with myself, but with also people around me, have gotten help and through the depression that I've had and come out better. In the end, suicide and depression is not something to laugh about, not something to criticize. It's something to be talked about, something to be seen and helped with, as best as possible. In the end, all we have is our choices. That's the only thing I hope I can convey here, that people say but they don't in the end. It's like all we have is our choices of what we think, what we say, and what we do. Those three things right there is all on us, period. Like I said, it doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. That's something that we as people need to realize. All we have is our choices, and I'm sick and tired of seeing people not admitting to the choice that they made, trying to pass blame off to someone or to something, many of cases of people doing horrendous things. It's like, well, it was because they are of this religion, or they played this game, or they heard this music. It's like, it don't matter shit about that. People chose to do what they did. All we have is our choices in the end. Nothing more, nothing less. Good or bad, we have our choices. And we have to choose to do better, to be better. And I hope in this video, if it's even seen by one person, conveys the better of humanity and the better of getting help if you need help. If you need a voice, if you need to be heard, if you need to be getting help or being listened to or being talked to or just whatever. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna end it. But hope in the end, from this, better things come of it than worse.